You betcha.
As you mentioned, there's another really exciting program. Every single day I keep thinking, you know, we're going to have a bit of a slow day or one of those events in sport that are just okay, you know, it's not the same. But truly every single night we've seen records broken. We've seen new names on the national teams on both the Olympic and Paralympic side. And I think today is going to be just as exciting as some of the others.
And we are going to start quickly. And here we go with the first heat of the women's 50 free para. We have 5 athletes in the race. We'll be racing from right to left on your camera. Danielle Doris, Canadian record holder in the S7 classes in lane 2. Katarina Roxon in 3. The middle lanes will have Maxine Levitt, Katie Cosgriff, and Yang Tan, and they are underway, and getting to the lead quickly is Katie Cosgriff, who's had a really good week here. The time she needs is a 28:19 to qualify. Sorry, we have a different heat, my mistake.
Yeah, we're seeing Shelby Newkirk in the middle of the pool. That's in lane number 4, but right now Danielle Doris actually doing butterfly here. She is known as a butterfly specialist, as you can see her coming into the wall, 33.50. And she will win heat number 1. Shelby Newkirk competes in the S6 category, and she is really close to her Canadian record mark. That stands at 33.87. It does sound like they're announcing a new Canadian record for Danielle Doris in the 50-meter butterfly.
That's interesting. So she had a Canadian record of 33.6 in the 50 free. That was 33.5. All right, here we go with the second heat. Abby Tripp will be in lane 1, Mary Jibb in 2, Ariana Hunsicker is in 3, Arielle Rivard, the world record holder, is in lane 4, beside Maxine Levitt. Katie Cosgriff is in this race, then Katarina Roxon, then Yang Tan.
And it's important to note at the beginning of each of our para events which classes are eligible to compete. In this one, it's anyone from S3 through to S13. Athletes in this heat will see from S8 through to S13, or S7, excuse me. Tan Yang is in the S7 category.
And a lot of the athletes are chasing the time 21:19 because there are 3 S10s in this race and a couple of S9s, and there's no S9 in this class.
Aurélie Rivard, one of the most decorated Paralympians to ever swim through this pool, but she looks really strong. Challenged right now, though, with Maxine Levitt.
Now this is going to be tight. Rivard, Levitt, come to the wall. Who's going to get there first? It is Levitt in 27:92. And that is under the Paralympic qualifying time. Aurélie Rivard was second in 27:96, 0.04 of a second behind. So both under the Paralympic qualifying time. Oh, sorry, I was getting the S13 mixed up there, Brittany. S10 is Aurélie Rivard. She was under the time.
Close, though, for Maxine Levitt, and throughout the week she has been just on the outside looking in, so she is within striking distance. Tonight she'll have to take about 2 more tenths off, that time being 27:74, S13 to get that Paralympic qualifying time. And we've seen a lot of them throughout the week. There's a few spots still up for grabs. At the moment, we have 11 officially under that time standard, and they have the ability to send 22. So tonight, arguably the most exciting part of our night is going to be on the Paralympic program. Who is going to qualify for the games? And there you see Nick Turbide. He is wearing that black cap in the middle of the pool. He's waited all week for this event. He's only swimming the 50-meter freestyle.
officially are underway in the prelims of the 50-meter freestyle for men. Quickly, as Nick Turbine, who's the S13 visually impaired category, going to the lead. And on his right is James Leroux, and on his left is Fernando Liu, and those three are going hard to the wall. 24:47 for Nick Turbine.
And a really smooth swim from start to finish. He was clearly our leader in that heat. And like I said, he's waited all week for this event, hopes to qualify for the Paralympics. He is one of the veterans on the team. And you got to think, though, Rob, he's gotten the opportunity to plan accordingly. Some of these athletes, we're going to talk about the fatigue on the last day. But for him, this is really just day number one. He's just starting his program here.
Well, from a points perspective, Nick, you see it there, Sebastian Masabi.
He was just off his Canadian record time in the S4 category, so his Canadian record stands at a 38:48. This morning he went at 38:52, so we'll have to keep an eye on that mark tonight in the final. Okay, we're getting set for heat number one here in the 50 freestyle Olympic program. Talk about having to wait until the end, though. This is the splash and dash.
Check your maps.
Just three entered in this 50 freestyle race. Abigail Duval in 3, Quinlan Logan in 4, and Taryn Weatherhead is in lane 5. It is Logan who looks strong so far. And now coming on is Weatherhead. So she'll take it in 27:36. So Brittany, I know you're a long distance swimmer. Did you do very many 50 frees in your life?
If you count the ones where you flip and keep going, then I did, but not too many individually. When I watch some of these athletes, it definitely brings me back to my age group days. Probably the last time I swam a 50 free, maybe 2009, 2010, but it's one of my favorite races to watch because it truly is in the moment. You can't miss a beat. It's all about the details, it's all about the power, and it's also all about watching these athletes just stand up and perform.
Here we go with the second of the heats for the women's 50 free prelims. Middle of the pool has Jasmine Nichols in 3, Lucy Weens in 4, Mackenzie Good in 5, Julia Norman is in 6. Way up at the top in lane 8, Maria Kosick is challenging, and she takes it 27:26.
Well, Rob, some of these heats, their entry times are so tight, only separated by about 5/100ths of a second. So as much as seeing an outside lane win a heat, in the prelims when you're only separated by 5/100ths, it is quite common. It's anybody's race, and you see a great example of it there, a win out of lane 8.
I mean, I guess human nature is you want it, you're just competing against the clock, but you just can't help but feeling that energy from the other people in the lanes around you.
Go get one more copy.
And here we are, heat number 3. This is the women's 50 freestyle.
Check your maps.
Let's watch the middle of the pool. Although we should say that the last race had the winner out of 8. So let's watch everybody and see what happens. Nobody in lane number 3 in this race. From lane 5, Caitlin Vu is looking pretty good. And also way up at the top again, we've got some outside smoke in lane 9, Lawrence Michaud. And she takes it in 26.92.
That's a solid drop for her. 3/10 almost of a second faster than her entry time. To get to win your heat here at the Olympic and Paralympic trials is definitely an opportunity we don't take for granted. Also, these stands have been packed throughout the mornings, Rob.